Hello everyone, hope you can hear me. So, today we'll be talking about this that we've been working for some time, um, around 10 years, just loading the images. So I would like to start today from just crazy environmental news, I guess, is that we have 40 Celsius today. Yesterday was 40 Celsius as well, so we have heat warning. Never experienced weather like this. So, so for the past few years, we've been just thinking about separate um, single feature device. There's a lot of context to this. You can watch our previous videos, and um, there are videos from 4 years ago, 5 years ago, about research for the new personal computer. One of the reasons is that perhaps there's idea that you know maybe we might have an iPhone, which is the computer. We might have a desktop computer, which is like a publishing station, production station. But maybe for daily use, we need even less and less and less technology. Doesn't mean that technology will be less. Actually, it will be much more of uh, intelligence, technology, innovation. But if the next will be the same at all, what if um, the connections that you can make with people are, some kind of spiritual, and you can feel them, and all need this information. So the ultimate goal for the device is that, say, you drive in a car and you start to feel someone. Someone start to remember you, or literally you like feel a person. And imagine next moment you receive a vibration, a confirmation on your device. So of course you would argue that you can just receive a text, or you can receive a video call, a phone call, or image, or a like, kind of same thing. But maybe there's a moment when like meditative, or call it digital detox, or call it um, 5 sane hours, when you don't want to be connected to the internet like that, when I don't want to consume, um, you know, images and like, other people's lives, or you just want to be connected to just a few people in your life. So uh, that was the idea. We called it pager. We call it sync device, synchronization device. There's a lot of context to that as well. So I feel a lot of people went through a spiritual journey in the past 4 years due to COVID. So people change their lives. People unplug from their office spaces or from their like regular roles, start look and seek something else. People ready for a new type of experience. Another interesting update is that um, the connectivity is widely available. So there's no more like SIM cards and phone numbers, and we don't really need it at this point. Another context is that computers and chips, microchips, are getting so small that the computer itself is already a nano size. So uh, if the computer, the whole processing power, energy supply, connectivity, antennas can be shrink into like a cubic centimeter, what would we do with that? So what we have with lot is almost like a backup of your entire being by answering questions, by uh, posting your thoughts on the log, on the notepad, by interacting with community, by using the product, you give back to the system a lot of useful information about yourself. It is private, but it's not as private as your photos that AI can uh, understand and right away truly coming. But it's information that is really about your like well-being, self-care, your meaningful connections. So to me, a lot is a system of you, it's operating system of you. Definitely inspired by computer science and where it's all going and what is the next logical step. We have phones, we have smartwatches. Maybe there's something else after that. Um, there's a need for simpler key fobs for your car, for your home, apartment. There's a need for um, a simpler account. So, for example, my whole life might depend on my Apple account, even security, calling police. We don't have landline phones anymore. So, literally, my whole life and my um, well-being depends on this gadget. So, lot is a version of it which is more decentralized and open. Um, it is better distribution uh, for products like this, and therefore better price. So what happens if we have a mainstream $50 cost supercomputer in the size of a cubic centimeter? Probably those computers will be in everyday objects, up to the clothes, even like kitchenware, just to track and help us. So I think that future is coming. It's inevitable. Just like RFID tags, there will be computers, mini computers everywhere. So there's a big opportunity to be one of the first people, one of the first companies to use that uh, future processing power and future nano computers in a new way. And what would be the better way and the simpler way to just staying connected with a few people that you love, but really feel like God's vibration rather than a notification. So one of the cases that we think for this computer, for this communication device, is that again the scenario is simple. I'm by myself. Say I watched a movie and I feel something. What if I can just hold the device like this, press a button, and it would send a message to say 10 people that are. And it would be something like a heartbeat or vibration that other people will count to me. Where there's no need to have a pay account like that. You don't have to pay for connectivity. What if it's all part of the subscription? And what if the subscription is, gentle? You don't pay, the device still works because it's part of the community. You're a member of the community. So all those um, features already been discussed, and we're executing them slowly but surely. Matter of fact, the whole reason that we started a lot was uh, understanding and research from Labka, and we built the device, we produced um, a lot of units, we start to sell them through distributors. So now our client is a distributor, not a customer, because it is very extremely hard to sell a hardware product through direct sales. Almost impossible because it's hard for people to make that jump. If you can buy a gadget from a distributor, be it Apple, Best Buy, or every country has their big box distributors. It's much easier because they know how to sell because they have traffic of people anyway. So we realized that in order for Laco to be successful, we have to work for distributors, including Apple, because Apple becoming one of the biggest distributor of the gadgets. So if you want to build a gadget, you want to be on Apple shelf. But it's the same way like being a store. It's a monopoly that can kick you out in the middle of your success, for example. Happened many times. Nothing which is very interesting is that um, the first version of the gadget or the like hardware product usually fall into the category of let's try it for long. You use it for a couple of weeks and then you put it in the drawer. I'm sure there are a lot of geeks here, and most we have drawers with just cables and all gadgets and uh, just all kinds of stuff. That we try. We read the article on The Verge, saw it like a Twitter campaign, we're buying it, and then we fall into the category of Kickstarter. Like it's not what is advertised. Let me wait for the next version. The next version can come. So the first version already produced is big quantity, and I have to sell. I have to move the first inventory, even if like hardware is broken, or I have to recall it and start over again. So hardware really wants to be like software, but it's much harder to sell it and to make people use it. So we start to think about and write about um, the time. I think it was kind of common, just common idea. Um, what if you can subscribe to a car, for example? What if you don't have to buy a car, you subscribe to a car? Or if you don't have to buy iPhone, you subscribe to iPhone? And to me personally, the subscription for iPhone was a big deal because it made so much sense in that context. Um, you know, the iPhone stopped working, become slower, the screen cracked, boom, new keynote. As an Apple member, I just received a new iPhone on my doorstep. So that probably would not work on the scale of Apple, but I don't know why it's not a popular problem. But for us, even being at Airbnb, we realized that is such a great concept, subscription, because now the person subscribed to a brand, not to a gadget, not to a hardware device, but just to a brand. Why wouldn't the brand at some point sell a more complicated and a more sophisticated product than software? Series, the first version of computer, the first version of product, like hardware product. So hardware product is something with battery, connectivity, firmware. So those things are very hard to update. People receive it, and it's labeled as a developer's device, developer's mode. People use it, even thousands of users, even if it's 3D printed, even if it's soldiered, on a table in a room, not in a manufacturing facility. We still can ship that device to our first 1,000 users. They use it, they connect it, any bugs, anything can be tracked. And if the product stops working, we just send another one. So it simplifies customer support, it simplifies refunds, logistics, everything. And the company is not about the computer, the company is not about the gadget, but the gadget will be like remote control for the company. So we had many ideas, like what if you have a device that will order for you, or if you have a family AI device that you wear and connect to family, and works like a security device or key. Um, to me personally, it's mental comfort and mental security. This idea. We went through many iterations. We worked with the most famous people on the planet. I feel that we did a version of this idea for almost every big company or almost every like famous person on that, just to push this agenda. What happened is, as you know, Sam Altman and Johnny Ive started an initiative of AI devices, AI hardware. We are not included. You see a boom of AI devices that are inspired by us and funded generously. We are not included. So to me, this conversation is more of a record of a vision that will be executed within the next 5 years, rather than a concrete steps to how we can buy it. To speak more technically and precisely about how this can be reality, well, we start with digital side. It's already available. You can go to lot systems and start using it. You can use knowing this is coming, knowing that this product works, and you will look at the site differently already. You will use it differently. Next, for us, will be introducing paid digital subscription for self-care, where the system will start to learn more and more about you and get to know your routine personal information and connections privately. Next from that, we want to have a user base of paid digital subs. At milestone of 5,000 users, we can start to think of hardware products and the subscription. So, feel that without proper funding or without proper support, this product is 5 years ago, 5 years away. But it doesn't mean that this is not a real thing, because we put all of our, let's say, features of the company into one like roadmap. You see that we have Arc, which is mobile home. So, will you use a mobile home with iPhone as a fob? Will you operate it using the app? Well, in our universe, there will be only website, which is independent from any platform in any browser. The website can be viewed on any browser, on any machine, anywhere in the world. So we're independent from corporations by using a website. So website is your hub for the art and your family supply. And then you need security, which is an identification device. It can even be with biometrics like Warcoin. It can be with the information that's encrypted, but that you might use B to open your Arc security. I own Tesla, and I had Model 3, now it's Model Y, and it's absolutely casual how many times I've been locked out from the car. The app wouldn't work, my phone has no battery, etc. So it's a feature at Tesla now that the door will not open. So to me, having a bulletproof military-grade phone that's connected to independent satellites, be it Starlink or maybe there are more independent satellites, override the government satellites like Verizon and Beeline's and MTS and whatever. So security connection is number one. The battery life must be connected to battery signal or grid. So perhaps the social perhaps more than charge bit there, it can be small, it can be powered by extra risk of ignition. Of course, just bulletproof in terms of fire and damage. If I send a stick to school, I don't get security. Maybe they can didn't work as well. What we see on the screen is also you about something that so let's make it simple. No numbers, just like a lunar calendar for the day. And then on the picture left, we see a microphone, which can be always on, and you don't need to interact with it really. It just can understand the peaks in your life. So maybe you laughed, or maybe you cried, or maybe it can hear crickets. So the device would look for different kind of, let's put it, private data than your personal pictures. It would look for those moments and connect all the dots together. So if you heard crickets and you decided to like hold it and send the mnemonic telepathic message to someone and confirm it with the device, the computer then should bring that moment or at least record it as a moment. Of course, we have that with Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, it's like on steroids. Um, so we kind of starting with critical theories and looking if it's possible for us to create a new paradigm in communication and identity. It's really not a problem, really. I remember we went to the room, um, I think there's some pictures on the site. We went into the room with this same idea because, since Slavko had been pushing this idea of Tamagotchi, of some kind of AI company. And so we ended up in the room with just label, and it was the same idea. Can we build a new a new iPhone from scratch? But it will be not iPhone. And for the first couple of weeks, we called it Project Black Box. The idea was that it's like a black box on the plane. It basically collect all information about you and only there when you need it. It's not in front of your face 24/7. We start there, and through conversations and anecdotes and logic and a lot of prototyping, we end up with really a brand new gadget, only in a short 4 or 5 months.